Good morning everyone, I'm Caliban, and in today's video I'm going to be quickly covering 3 spells that are pretty underrated, and 1 spell that's practically made for bleed builds is one of my personal favorites. I'm going to be covering the Frozen Lightning Spear, Black Blade, Swarm of Flies, and Theodrax Magma. Now, some of these spells are endgame, so not everybody's going to be able to attain them right away. So let's get straight into the video. Starting with the spell Frozen Lightning Spear. This spell is honestly one of the coolest ones in the game. You summon a frozen lightning spear and slam it into the ground, and it has a wide area that it spreads across after its initial hit. Here you see I hit it with the initial attack and the spear, but if you don't go and hit it with the initial attack and the white arc after it, you'll miss and not be able to fully capitalize on the damage. You see here I miss a couple of times, doesn't fully hit the enemy here because he's moving around too much, so you might want to manually aim. But the thing that makes this spell really good is that it does frost and lightning damage, and if you guys don't know about frost damage, once you get frostbite in this game, it lowers your defense by 20%. So if you're fighting a boss or groups of enemies, it's going to make it really good. Lower the defense, you're able to finish them off with the same spell or something else if you want to use. This spell makes quick works out of enemies. Now, to get this spell, you need to make it to the throne room within Noxtella. You need to make it here on the map, the Ainsel River Sluice Gate, and make your way up the stream to here, where I place the marker on the map, the throne room, and follow the path that I do here. When you're here, make sure to go and grab this gray site. You're going to make a right here. Once you come to this intersection, you're going to make another right. Once we're here in front of the throne room, we're going to fight a boss, the Dragonkin Soldier. And now we have the Frozen Lightning Spear. The second spell that we're going to be talking about is the Black Blade spell, and you have to make it to this endgame area, the Crumbling Ruins, and defeat the boss, Malekith, the Black Blade. Once you defeat him, you're going to use his remembrance to get the spell. This boss is pretty strong and one of the hardest in the game, so make sure you have somebody to help you with this. I honestly think this is one of the coolest spells in the game. It summons a giant black and red blade that launches a slash, and it drains HP after its initial hit. Now, you see here when I go in and throw it at enemies, the animation takes about 3 seconds, which isn't super fast, but it's really not that bad either. This spell makes up for it with its long range. See from here I'm standing pretty far back and I'm able to go and use this twice before the enemy even goes nearby me. And this spell also goes through multiple enemies. You see I hit both of these at the same time, and the arc that the slash has is within a pretty wide radius. Here you can see just how far the range is on this spell. I went through almost the entire crowd of enemies here. If the enemies are not endgame or pretty weak, pretty normal enemies, you're pretty much going to be able to one-shot them. The next spell is called Swarm of Flies, and if you haven't already heard about this spell about a million times, it's a bleed spell that summons a swarm of flies. It chases down enemies and it procs bleed buildup, and for some enemies it sets them on fire. Now this spell is really fucking good. It only takes a little bit of FP and has such a short casting time. See some of the enemies here, like this one got stunned. The amount of times that you can go and spam this spell over and over again, you're just constantly putting blood loss on an enemy. It makes this spell so good. Honestly, one of the best spells in the game. And if you have a bleed build, it's definitely going to be something you're going to want to grab. And you can just constantly spam this over and over again, and it really can't do anything against you. Here you can see me going and spamming this spell against some enemies here, and this is an endgame area. See how fast it's going and proccing blood loss every like 2-3 hits from the swarm. It's pretty much killing them. And here within another area, these annoying deathblight enemies. They have a lot of health, a little bit tanky, but bleed procs pretty easily on them. And I barely use any FP. Now to actually get the spell, it's located here by this gray site by Mogwin's Palace. You have to go from this gray site, the palace approach ledge, and make your way here to my marker where there will be a cave. Follow the way that I go here, hopping on your horse. Come into this cave here, and the spell should be right here. Here to the content created snowfield, and to the spot that I mark on my map to fight the Theodrax dragon, which gives you the spell Theodrax's Magma. Now, he may be a little bit hard to fight, but you can use summons or summon people for this fight. Makes it a lot easier. Now, you're going to want to use the Catch Flame Incantation moment, so you can instantly cast this spell. Leaves a giant pool of lava. So, Catch Flame, Theodrax's Magma. Here I try to spam it again, but I end up getting caught by an enemy. But kill them right after with second blast from Magma. So here, Catch Flame, Theodrax's Magma. That right there instantly killed him. But make sure to go and proc Catch Flame first, and then the Magma, so that way it instantly casts. That's all for today's video. If this helped you out, or you want any spells covered, drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.